Hey guys, it's Joe, and in this video I'll be showing you how to make a cool Pluck Synth in Sylenth1. This is a great sound that can be used in the background of a track to add some extra percussive tones, or to use as a layer with a lead. Or you can even use it as a lead if you like it that much. So I've played in a quick melody and a few quick chords just to show you how it can be used. So it's got some real percussive tone to it. So of course, first things first is we're going to open up our Sylenth, and we're going to go into menu and then preset, insert, so we can have a completely blank synth. We'll start with the oscillators in part A, and on A1 you want a pulse wave with 8 voices. You want the pan central, stereo on 10, detune on about 3, phase on 0, volume on full, and then you want to turn octave to +1. Next over on A2 is we want a sine wave with 4 voices. We want the same kind of layout, except on detune we'll have that on 6. And we'll leave the octave as it is. Next is the ADSR envelope, and we'll basically be leaving that alone as we want the attack to be 0.05, decay on 0, sustain on full, and release on 0.1. Now is the filter, and we want to input select oscillators A and B. And we want a low pass filter with 24 dB here. We want the cutoff at just around 0.5, resonance on 0, and drive at around 1. Now head over to part B, and on B1 you want a quarter pulse with 2 voices. You want pan central, stereo and detune on full, phase on 0, and volume at just over 5. You also want to increase the octave to +2, and now we'll do oscillator B2. This time we want to select a noise wave to generate some white noise for us. So we want pan central, stereo and full, detune and phase on 0, and we want volume at about 3 as we don't want this to cut through too much. Now we want the ADSR envelope the same, so 0.05, 0, 10 and 0.1. Now it's a filter, and we'll have input select B, and we want a low pass filter again and 24 dB. Now we want the cutoff just over 2, resonance around 0.6, and drive on 0.5. Now with the polyphony setting up here, this kind of depends on what you want to use it for. If you want to use it as a lead, you want less voices, and if you want to use it for chords, you can use 6 or so, and that should be enough. We can leave the filter control as it is, as we want cutoff 5, resonance 0, and key track on 0, except we're going to turn warm drive on. Now as a modulation envelope, we want the first input as cutoff A, and turn the signal of that all the way up to 10. One underneath that is cut off B, and turn the signal of that to 6. So it looks like around 3 o'clock here. Now turn the sustain right the way down, and turn the decay up to about 3. I'm just going to quickly play you the melody whilst I'm changing this to show you how it affects the sound. Next up is effect, and we want a bit of EQ and reverb on this, so just go into EQ and turn that on. We want to boost the bass by about 12 dB at 75 Hz. And we also want to boost the treble by 12 dB at about 1200 Hz. We also want some reverb on there, so turn that on. We want the pre-delay at about 30 milliseconds. I want the damp at about 3. We also want the size at about 8.5, so relatively large. We want the width on full, and the dry wet signal on about 40. So this is what it now sounds like with the extra reverb and EQ on it. So the reverb's really making quite a difference there. Lastly, you just want to drop down part B in the mixer to about 4 or so, just because we don't want these parts cutting through too much. This is quite a cool sounding synth that is good for adding rhythm and percussive elements to your leads, or to strengthen your chords. I hope you found this video useful, and if you have any questions, please leave a comment or contact me via my website. Thanks a lot for watching. Cheers.